Chevy, it's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective, and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage, coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations around Missouri, including the Kansas City area, St. Joe, Maryville, Springfield, Branson, and Wentzville in St. Louis. Presented by, as always, Central Bank of the Ozarks in Springfield, Missouri, and surrounding the state, Central Bank. And Great Southern Bank with 100 locations in 6 states. They care as much about your money as you do. Doak Propane and the Laborers Union Local 663. We're pleased to go about 118 miles to my north to Odessa High School. We welcome in Odessa head football coach Mark Thomas. Coach Thomas, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
And, Coach, before we get to our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, you guys 3-1 on the season, coming off of a good season a year ago at 8-2. What's going really well right now for Odessa?
Well, the last 4 years, and we're hoping to keep adding to it. Last 4 years, we've been 42-3, so we've had a lot of really good years in a row. And we're working really hard trying to keep that going, keep that streak alive. We've won several conference championships. We have won in that time frame. We've made it to the district quarterfinals one year, that back in 2018, won the Class 3 state championship with a 15-0 record in 19. And we're undefeated in 2020, but didn't get to finish through the playoffs due to COVID shutdown. So we've been trying to just keep that success rolling our way.
Well, outstanding. Coach, talk a little bit about the numbers that you've got out, and what you had to replace off of last year's 8-2 team. What did you have to replace due to graduation?
Well, we had about 8-9 seniors that we had to replace this year from last year. We do have a lot of new faces in our starting lineup, offensively and defensively. Our numbers are not real high, so we have a large number of our guys play both ways, and that's something that we're just kind of accustomed to doing here in Odessa. We don't get a lot of kids out for football, which is a little bit disappointing. But those that we do, they know what the game's all about and how to play it and how to prepare for it. We're obviously very proud of it.
So it's the 4th year in a row that you've won the I-70 series, or trophy, so to speak, here with this game this past Friday. Tell us a little bit about that game and then the record set by the young man sitting next to you.
Well, yeah, we played Oak Grove High School, and actually it was our 5th year in a row that we've won the I-70 shootout, which is a trophy that is sponsored by both the fire departments of Oak Grove and in Odessa. And the firemen do a great job of supporting our football programs. Oak Grove and Odessa that's a big rivalry. We're 8 miles apart. The two towns are basically carbon copies of each other for the most part, and the demographics of those communities are very, very similar. So the competition, the rivalry is pretty strong and has been for many, many years. And you can kind of take records and throw them out the window when we lock horns, because it's always going to be a battle. And obviously this past year didn't disappoint. It was the thing that was different is it was just a real high scoring affair. Normally they're knockdown dragouts and you're just trying to find a way to get the ball in the end zone. This year it was kind of the other way around, seeing who could get a stop. It was kind of what helped win the game.
Yeah, well, 100 points scored in that contest. So getting up and down the field. And again, we're visiting with Odessa head football coach Mark Thomas and our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, Zane Palmer. And Coach Zane had just a huge night, 7 touchdowns, 364 yards, both school records. Tell us a little bit about his performance.
Well, he had 33 carries, a little more carries than I would like for him to have, but he's been a workhorse for us all year long. But last Friday was by far his best ball game, and he not only did he play really well offensively, but he had a great game on the defensive side of the ball as well. So he's a guy that rarely comes off the field. So he's a true Iron Man football player, and that many carries. Obviously, his conditioning is stellar.
Absolutely. Well, first off, Zane, welcome to the show. And on behalf of the on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, congratulations along with Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. And Zane, tell us a little bit from your standpoint. Number one, did you realize that you were piling up that many yards?
Yeah. There after the second half, I think in the first half I had 4 touchdowns, and at that point, I knew it was going to be one of those games. So just kept working, kept trying to get it, and then I didn't actually know until after the game that I got the 7th. My little sister told me. That was a good moment for me and her, and yeah, it was very, very exciting.
Well, little sisters, they're awful good about counting touchdowns. I guarantee you that. She's
Yeah.
going to know. She's going to know exactly how many you got. What, as you look back on it, on the game, what were some things that were working really well? I mean, obviously your offensive line had a tremendous evening. Blocking for you. Were there certain plays or certain sets that were really working well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our own line, they worked their butts off, and they blocked really well that night. And yeah, I think it's just with their help, me being able to get to the second level, running the ball. It gets easier to pack on those yards when you're getting past the first level and able to break tackles and stuff. So yeah, definitely credit it to my own line for sure.
And what do you do as far as preparation? Throughout the week, how are you getting prepared right now? I know Friday you've got at Pleasant Hill, who you split with last year. Tell us a little bit about just your preparation. Are you spending a lot of time on film, or what's your prep like this week?
Yeah, absolutely. Film is key to preparing. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are big practices, and once you get to Thursday, you're just kind of tuning it up. So yesterday and today are kind of our big preparation days. We got to do the best we can to take full advantage of those, as well as watching film when we can.
Do you have, and you don't tell me what it is, but are there plays that you're maybe lobbying for? Coach, you got to call this, or do you have a favorite set of plays that you, when it's called in the huddle or signaled in, that you just kind of light up because hey, I've got an opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, I just like running the ball. So I mean, anytime he gives me that opportunity, which is quite a bit, I get excited, and I like running the ball.
All right, very good. So tell us a little bit about, Coach talked about you rarely come off the field. Tell us about just your preparation defensively, and how you get just not only mentally prepared for a game, but physically, how do you stay, hydrated and all that throughout the week?
Yeah, hydration is very, very important. Playing both ways. I think it's just taking care of yourself and make sure you're practicing the right way and dialing in through the week. And, I'm used to playing both ways. Last year I played more defense, but I think it goes back to summer too, the conditioning we did and just preparing all year. So on Friday nights you're ready and you're able to play both ways.
Very good. Has this been your position all throughout high school? Have you been the running back, or have you maybe played other positions throughout your career?
Yeah, I played our R back is what we call it. It's kind of like a fullback deal, catch some passes. That's what I played last year and my first 3 years. I kind of switched to T. I've kind of always been able to play running back, so I've kind of switched around a little bit. But this year, it's kind of exciting to really dial into one position and focus on that.
And again, we're visiting with Zane Palmer, from Odessa High School, or Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week. And Zane, if you could go back to 2018 and give yourself some advice as a freshman, I mean, what advice would you give that freshman Zane Palmer right now, based on what you know now? What advice would you share?
I tell him to focus on the leaders he had, because I was very lucky my freshman year to be on the state championship team, and I was able to see. I mean, it was a great senior class, obviously, that year, so I was able to see the way those guys carried themselves and the way they led and just the way they played the game. So I tell them to cherish every second I have with those guys, and look up to them and try to embody everything they did.
Now, as you're seniors, so do you have any plans or aspirations to play at the next level next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. Just kind of got to see what lies in store for me. Obviously, I'm focused on high school right now, but absolutely, I'd love to play in college.
Well, again, Zane, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri Sports Network, congratulations on being named the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
And Coach, you got a big one Friday night. Tell us a little bit about what your thoughts are there with Pleasant Hill and on the road.
Well, Pleasant Hill is, they are a really good football team. I think they're ranked 4th in the state right now. They ended our season last year. They beat us 49-48, and we had beaten them earlier in the regular season. And they're in our conference, and so we play them at least once every year, and we're probably in the last couple years we've had to play them twice, and we're anticipating that will probably happen again this year. But we want to go in, and we're just really trying to focus more on ourselves. Yes, they are a really good football team. They've got a lot of returning starters from their team from last year, so they're just reloading. And where we've had our reload has been a little bit more challenging than theirs. But we're just going to go in and try to play our best game, do the things that we do. We know what we have to do to try to slow them down offensively, and how to attack them, from the offensive side. And we just need to continue to improve. And we feel like if we can continue doing that, then we're going to be a tough out at the end of the year.
Outstanding, gentlemen. I greatly appreciate your time and being generous with it. I know school days are tough to get kids. You got to get them out of class and or off the field or something like that. But I greatly appreciate you guys figuring it out and getting it set up, and we appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you putting this on and letting us have an opportunity to share some time with you.
You bet. Hopefully we get to talk down the road and maybe even into the postseason. But, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank
Sir,
you.
Thank you.
You're watching and listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And keep it at the Missouri Sports Network.